I'd like to call to order the Public Improvement Commission hearing of June 16th, 2022. At the request of the Public Improvement Commission staff, I will entertain a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of the PIC hearing held on May 26, 2022.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for the Public Improvement Commission hearing held on May 26, 2022.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving on to the public hearing, public hearing continued on a joint petition by the City of Boston's Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority, DBA Boston Planning and Development Agency, for the widening, relocation, and extension of the existing right-of-way lines of Harold Street, Public Way, Roxbury, from Hallworthy Street to Hollander Street. New business 3/3/22, public hearing 3/17/22, public hearing continued 3/31/22, 4/14/22, 5/12/22, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Widening, Relocation, and Extension Plan, Harold Street, Public Way, Roxbury, 5 sheets dated March 31st, 2022.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jamie Smith with the Mayor's Office of Housing. I'm joined by Julio Pillier of Mayor's Office of Housing, Jonathan Short of Boston Planning and Development Agency, and James Pearson of Weston and Sampson Engineering. This proposed widening, relocation, extension plan is for the reopening of the block of Harold Street between Hollander and Holworthy to support a joint MOH and BPDA project to develop approximately 1.75 acres of land surrounding this intersection for homeownership. Since our initial presentation, we've received additional comments and feedbacks from city agencies, which we've incorporated into this revised plan. And I will
Can you show the plan?
Yes, I'm going to turn it over to James Pearson to do so and describe the revisions.
All right, bear with me just 1 second as I pull the plan up, and I'll share my screen momentarily. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Wait a minute, here we go. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. I'll zoom in a little bit just to make things easier to see. Zoom in any further. It looks like that's about for some reason. Okay, here we go. So just to give you a synopsis of what we did in response to comments that we received from various city departments since the last hearing. First of all, we added directional handicap ramps at all 4 corners of each intersection. So you can see there's directional handicap ramps here, 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 and here, and likewise at the other intersection over here. And the other thing that we did was we created some curb bump outs right here, sort of a traffic calming measure at each end of the street on one side of the street. We also added raised crosswalks at each end of the section of street that we're reopening. So the raised crosswalk here, raised crosswalk here. And we also installed drop inlets for stormwater in certain locations. We coordinated with Boston Water and Sewer as to where those needed to go. Boston Water and Sewer also did a comprehensive review of other aspects of our utility proposal, and we've done everything in accordance with their wishes. We also made some adjustments to the street light and conduit layout because we have some proposed street lighting, and you can see the little line work with the letter E in it. That's electrical conduit for the street lighting that goes to various places. So we coordinated with the lighting department on that. So really, the long and the short of it is we have had some really good coordination with various city departments. We've received numerous comments. We feel we've addressed them all, and we resubmitted this to them and got their concurrence that we did, in fact, address everything they asked for. So with that, I'll toss it back to Jamie or to the group to see if there are any questions.
Any questions or comments from commission members? Any questions from PIC staff?
I think I may have heard somebody trying to speak. Denise, was that you perhaps?
Oh, that was not me, Todd.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
Sorry, I'm hearing stuff.
No, it's all right.
We're all set.
Okay, I will entertain a motion on public hearing continued item number 1.
I make a motion to approve a joint petition by the city's Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the widening, relocation, and extension of Harold Street as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Public hearing continued, item number 2, on a joint petition by the City of Boston's Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority, DBA Boston Planning and Development Agency, for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel the public may have had within the section of Hallworthy Street, Public Way, Roxbury, located on its southerly side, generally west of Harold Street. New business 3/3/22, public hearing 3/17/22, public hearing continued 3/31/22, 4/14/22, 5/12/22, as shown on the plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Discontinuance Plan, Hallworthy Street, Roxbury, one sheet dated May 18th, 2021.
Thank you. This discontinuance plan is in support of the same project. Can you pull that up, James? To discontinue a portion of Holworthy Street in order to create proper subdivision lots for the development along this stretch. I don't believe we've received any comments or additional feedback since their initial presentation on this.
And I'm pulling up those maps momentarily. I'll be sharing my screen in just 1 second. Okay, it's trying to refresh, just give this a minute. Okay, here we go. So here we have, we actually have 2 discontinuous maps. Were we talking about Hallworthy or Hollander? I'm sorry.
I think we're on Holworthy, correct?
Hallworthy, yes.
Holworthy, okay, good. So I'm on the right page here. Good. So here's a map of Holworthy Street. Presently, there is an area of right-of-way that consists of this shaded rectangle right here, and we're simply asking for the discontinuance of that right-of-way area.
Questions or comments from commission members? Questions or comments from PIC staff?
All set.
I will entertain a motion on public hearing continued item number 2.
Make a motion to approve a joint petition by the City of Boston Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel on the public way within a section of Holworthy Street, as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Public hearing continued, item number 3, on a joint petition by the City of Boston's Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority, DBA Boston Planning and Development Agency, for the discontinuance of any and all rights to travel in the public way may have had within a section of Hollander Street, Public Way, Roxbury, located on its northerly side, generally west of Harold Street. New business 3/3/22, public hearing 3/17/22, public hearing continued 3/31/22, 4/14/22, 5/12/22, as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Discontinuance Plan, Hollander Street, Roxbury, one sheet dated May 18th, 2021.
Thank you. James Smith with the Mayor's Office of Housing, same project team. This plan is very similar to the previous one. It's a section of the Hollander Street right-of-way we're requesting discontinuance.
And I have that map shown right here. You can see the area that we're proposing to discontinue is the shaded area on Hollander Street, adjacent to the section of Harold Street that we're seeking to reinstate.
Questions or comments from commission members? Questions or comments from PIC staff?
All set, thanks.
I'll entertain a motion on public hearing continued item number 3.
I make a motion to approve a joint petition by the Mayor's Office of Housing and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the discontinuance of a section of Hollander Street as read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, under the public hearing item number 1, on a petition by National Grid for a grant of location to install a grass regulator station and associated infrastructure within the following public ways in West Roxbury: Railroad Street, northeast of Corey Street, northwest of Railroad Street, new business 52622, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plans, Railroad Street at Corey Street, 6-inch regulator vault, West Roxbury, 4 sheets dated April 27th, 2022. Take it away, National Grid.
Peter and Sam, we can't hear you if you're speaking. Steve, will you be able to jump in? At least
Yeah,
for-
sure, Todd. Sorry, I'm not sure what's happening on their end, audio. I saw them visually there, but anyway, this is the Railroad Street to Corey Street plan that was presented at the last new business hearing. We are proposing, as seen on this drawing, a new regulator station, 3-chamber regulator station in the sidewalk on Railroad Street, and with pipe connections over on Corey. Oh, there you go. I think that's pretty much it. You may want to show Todd the, it's Sam's showing this. You might want to go to the second sheet. And this shows a zoom in on the final site plan and indicates the installation of 3 vent pipes and SCADA box and appropriate distances on the sidewalk. With that, I put it out to any questions.
Questions or comments from commission members?
No one speaking.
Questions or comments from PIC staff?
Sam, I think we were just able to hear you if you want to weigh in.
Nice.
All right, apologies for the second time in a row for visual IT issues. Quick thanks to the commission members for hearing us on new business when we couldn't even get in. And I think Steve laid out the plan. Just to add to that, following commission requests to get such facilities off of the public rights of way, we had a pretty robust discussion with everyone from DND to Roach Brothers to a local real estate shop to try to secure off rights of way easements that ultimately proved unsuccessful. And then working with PIC staff came to what is before you today. And then, as Steve had mentioned, the Elwood piping will go to Railroad, where the new inlet piping, the station will come off of Railroad to Corey to Center, as we replace the existing station at Center at Willow. But again, thanks and apologies for the IT.
Back to the commission. Hey, Todd. Hey, Todd. Yeah, we're done. We're good with me. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Questions or comments from commissioners? Questions or comments from PIC staff or public?
All set. Thank you.
I will entertain a motion on public hearing item number 1.
I make a motion to approve a petition by National Grid for a grant of location for a gas regulator station and associated infrastructure on Railroad Street near Corey Street, as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Public hearing item number 2. On a petition by Extenet Systems for a grant of location with lead company status and no participants to install new telecommunication conduit with City Shadow within the following public ways in Dorchester: Babson Street between Blue Hill Ave and Fremont Street between Babson Street and River Street, Blue Hill Ave between River Street and Babson Street, River Street between Blue Hill Ave and Cummins Highway northwest of River Street. New business 52622 is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plan, Blue Hill Ave, Babson Street, Fremont Street, River Street, Cummins Highway, Mattapan, 14 sheets dated October 2021.
Good morning. Keenan Bryn here on behalf of Extenet Systems, and I'm joined by Han from NBNC Engineering and Arthur Pino from Extenet Construction. We were here 3 weeks ago with the same plan. I don't recall that there were any issues with it. It's essentially a conduit run that begins on Cummins Highway and heads southwest, north on Blue Hill Avenue for a good stretch of it. It turns right on Babson Street, and then south on Fremont, and then eventually terminates shortly after it hits River Street. The total conduit run is 2,549 linear feet in the City of Boston right away. The city also asked us to relocate a manhole at the beginning, and we will reflect that on the future plan that we'll turn in for the Mylars. The other point is here that we'll be installing a shadow deck here for the city's use, and that will terminate adjacent to the Extenet manhole. We can answer any questions you might have at this point.
Questions or comments from commission members? Questions or comments from PIC staff or the public?
Nope, the project was very willing to modify their design slightly to accommodate comments, so we appreciate that.
I'll entertain a motion on public hearing item number 2.
Make a motion to approve a petition by Extenet Systems for a grant of location for a telecommunication conduit in the area of Babson and Fremont Streets, Blue Hill Avenue, River Street, and Cummins Highway, as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Public hearing item number 3 on a petition by Extenet Systems, Inc. for a grant of location with lead company status and no participants to install new telecommunication conduit with City Shadow within the following public ways in Dorchester: Hiawatha Road west of Blue Hill Avenue, Mattapan Street, Blue Hill Avenue between Woodhaven Street and Hiawatha Road, Mattapan Street, Woodhaven Street west of Blue Hill Avenue. New business 52622 is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plan, Woodhaven Street, Blue Hill Ave, Hiawatha Road, Mattapan, 9 sheets dated October 2021.
Keenan Bryn here again on behalf of Extenet. I'm also joined with Han and Arthur. This is another conduit run in the City of Boston public right-of-way. It starts on Woodhaven Street, heads east and then north on Blue Hill Avenue for the majority of the conduit run. Gets up to Hiawatha and heads west, and linear feet is approximately 1,400 linear feet. Again, we'll be providing a shadow duct here where it'll terminate adjacent to the exit manhole. Take any questions at this point.
Questions or comments from commission members? Questions or comments from PIC staff or public?
All set.
I'll entertain a motion on public hearing item number 3.
I make a motion to approve a petition by Extenet Systems for a grant of location for telecommunication conduit in the area of Hiawatha Road, Blue Hill Avenue, and Woodhaven Street, as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Public hearing item number 4 on a petition by Extenet Systems, Inc. for a grant of location with lead company status and no participants to install new telecommunication conduit with city shadow within the following public ways in Dorchester: Lucerne Street, northeast of Morton Street; Leston Street, southwest of Morton Street; new business 52622, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plan, Lucerne Street, Morton Street, Leston Street, Dorchester, 3 streets dated June 2022.
Keenan Brent here again on behalf of Extenet. This is a conduit run that essentially runs between Lucerne and Leston. It's 379 linear feet. It does cross Morton Street, which is a state road. We have a separate permit for that, I believe in hand. So essentially it'll be Lucerne and Leston are what's affected by this for the city. Again, we'll be providing a shadow duct here for use by the city, and that'll terminate adjacent to the Extenet manhole. 379 linear feet is the total. Any questions we'll take now.
Questions or comments from commission members? Questions or comments from PIC staff or public?
One question, actually, Keenan. I
Yes.
should have asked this before. What, the city shadow, how does that terminate at the 2 polarizers? What does that look like?
All right,
At the wood poles, Todd, hello everyone, it's Arthur Pino.
Yep.
At the wood poles, we can either terminate at a handhole in the street or sidewalk, or I can bring it up the pole. Depend, you guys, you just let me know what you want to do.
Okay, yeah, I think probably easiest to just terminate at a city handhole at each side,
Okay.
Sidewalk.
in the sidewalk.
Sidewalk, okay. You got it.
Perfect, thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll entertain a motion on public hearing item number 4.
Make a motion to approve a petition by Extenet Systems for a grant of location for a new telecommunication conduit in the area of Lucerne Street and Leston Street, and as further read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes. Public hearing item number 5 on a set of petitions by Extenet Systems, Inc. for a grant of location with lead company status and no participants to install new telecommunication conduit with city shadow within the following public ways in Dorchester: Talbot Avenue, generally between Nightingale Street and New England Avenue, Norwell Street; Bernard Street, south of Talbot Ave, New England Ave, south of Talbot Ave. New business 526-2022 is shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plan, Talbot Ave, Bernard Street, New England Ave, Dorchester, 11 sheets, dated December 2021.
Keenan Brent here again on behalf of Extenet, along with Tom and Arthur. This condo run in the city right away essentially affects Talbot Street. It starts on Talbot Street heading southwest. There is a spur that heads south for a short distance on Bernard Street. And then it continues, and then it heads south to New England Ave for a second spur, and that's where it terminates. Originally, we submitted this plan as two separate plans, but we will be combining this into one plan at the request of Todd. Again, we will be providing the shadow duct for the city as well on this one. And it'll show us one run, approximately 2,600 linear feet on one set of plans. Is that correct, Todd?
Yeah, one plan set. The plan description might end up changing slightly from what is being read into the record today, but we'll make sure all of the final documents reflect that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll add that this is the dig that BTD is interested in joining, but I think that Arthur has been working with Wilson and BTD on what that entails. I think that it might ultimately impact the plans, but that can happen when they go to Mylar.
So, guys, Amy, if you don't mind, I walked this with Wilson going up the other way on Talbot to Blue Hill to Harvard.
Yep.
We haven't walked this side of Talbot going down, what I refer to as down the hill. I don't know, should I reach out to Wilson, or do you guys want to have him call me, or? I don't know what you want on this section.
Reach out to Wilson. I think he's freshly back from vacation. So yeah, it's probably much of the same. But yeah, I think that you guys walking it together is the cleanest way to do this.
Yep, I'll email him today.
Perfect. Yeah, just let me know if that doesn't work out.
Okay, thanks.
I will entertain a motion on public hearing item number 5.
Make a motion to approve a set of petitions by Extenet Systems for a grant of location to install new telecommunication conduit in the area of Talbot Avenue, Bernard Street, and New England Avenue, as more specifically read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, hearing none, motion passes. Moving on to new business item number 1, Reservoir Road, Beacon Street, Malia Terrace, Brighton, specific repairs, grant of location on a set of petitions by National Grid.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning.
There we go.
Good morning to Fish Committee. So sorry. My name is Sam Waifo. I'm here with Peter Nagel and also with Steve Damiano on the phone. We're here to present.
Sorry, Sam, you're getting some feedback a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Back.
Okay.
Not sure.
You're
if you
getting,
can hear your device.
Sam, you're getting echo from your iPad.
Okay. So we're here to present the proposed regulator station replacement project at the intersection of Beacon Street and Reservoir. The existing station right now is at this intersection, in this rotary. The plan is to move the vault from this location to the west side, close to the intersection of Reservoir at Malia Street over here. We've worked closely with the PIC committee, Todd and Amy, thank you so much for your support, to move the vault to this new location. As part of moving the station, the new inlet to the station will tie into the existing 22-pound main within Reservoir Road, while the outlet of the station will tie into the existing low-pressure main also in Reservoir Road. The inlet piping is projected to be 8-inch, and the outlet will be 12-inch. We'll also make a connection down here towards the southern side to tie into the low-pressure main also in Malia Street. As part of the project, we've agreed to work with the city to bump out the west side of the sidewalk on this side. We modified the rotary here. Also working closely with Tuan at the lighting department. Thank you so much, Tuan. We're also going to install a light base on the west side and also one on the east side, and also install conduits and also
Sam, you're fading out a little bit, Sam. Go ahead, try again.
So handheld, the actual, um, pulling of the wires and above ground fixtures will be done by the lighting department by themselves. We intend to move the SCADA box closer towards the vaults. Reason being that based on the specific repairs plan provided by the city, for us to put in this location, we're going to be impacting this.
All right, I'm not sure if Sam's still talking. Sam, we're losing you in and out, but I can add to this that, right, this is National Grid working with
Pedestrian
the
crossing.
city.
So we're gonna
Okay.
Try again, Amy.
Yeah, so this is National Grid working with the city on making the geometric modifications to this intersection to both get their infrastructure in here and make a better crossing, right? So a lot of what we're seeing here is at the request of the city. And,
traffic box for
Looks like he's muted now, Amy.
okay. Are there any follow-up questions from commission members? Is 2 weeks going to be enough time?
really included
Sam, you're in and out. We really can't hear you. Amy's finishing up the presentation on specific repairs.
I feel like he also can't hear us.
It seems like it.
Steve, is 2 weeks going to be enough time for a public hearing?
Yes, I think so.
Fantastic.
Thanks for completing the specific repairs discussion, Amy, and we'll be able to get you final granular location plans.
Perfect. I know a lot of what he's describing is just the stuff that we asked for, right? And very little to do with the regulation.
Correct.
All right.
Sam, we've completed our discussion. Let Amy speak.
All right, Amy. Thank you.
All right, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. New business item number 2, Waverly Street, Portsmouth Street, Mackin Street, Lothrop Street, Brighton. Specific repairs, grant of location on a set of petitions by National Grid in the City of Boston Public Works Department.
Okay, let me share that screen. So much audio problems today. That is currently at the intersection of Waverly at Mackin, as shown in the drawing. The inlet to the station will be tied into the existing 60-pound main coming down Mackin Street, and also will tie the outlet of the station into the roadway at Portsmouth Street. The plan also, as part of the project, working closely with Amy and Todd, we're also going to repave the top coat curb to curb on Portsmouth Street from the intersection of Waverly all the way down to Lincoln. In addition to that, we're also going to install 2 speed bumps also on Portsmouth.
I'll just add in here that the Public Works Department is equipped on this. Public Works is performing some additional work in this general area, so all of the improvements, both what Public Works is doing and what National Grid is doing, will be shown on this one single plan set. And we've gone through discussions with National Grid about what installations they're going to perform, and the city will perform the rest. So we appreciate their willingness to work with us on that.
2 weeks be enough time?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you on June 30th. New business, item number 3, Cummins Highway, River Street, Dorchester, grant of location on a petition by Extenet Systems, Inc.
Ian Byrne here on behalf of Extenet. I'm joined by Han from NBNC Engineering and Arthur Pino from Extenet
So we have
Construction.
about 1,000 customers, and that's all we have right now on this project, certified.
Sam,
Sorry.
the hearing has been completed.
Go ahead, Keenan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm joined by Han and Arthur again. This application's for a conduit fiber run in the city of Boston public right away. It starts on Cummins Highway and heads east for a good chunk of the run. It's 2,047 linear feet. When it gets to River Street, right there, it turns right on River Street and finishes the rest of the run there. It terminates at a city street light. I think it's about 800 feet down. This will also include a shadow duct for the city of Boston with a manhole at the adjacent termination point. Not aware of any particular issues with this, so if you have any questions, we'll be happy to try to entertain them.
Any questions from commission members? Questions from PIC staff or public?
No, none.
Will 2 weeks be enough time?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you on June 30th.
Yes, of course.
New business item number 4, Goodale Road, Wilson Street, Wellington Hill Street, Ormond Street, Blue Hill Avenue, Leston Street, Dorchester, grant of location on a petition by Extenet Systems, Inc.
Good morning again. This is Keenan, joined by Han and Arthur. We have an application for a conduit fiber run in public streets. This one starts on Wilson Street and heads northwest. There's a small spur that peels off on Leston Street, but it continues on Wilson Street where it crosses over to Goodale at Blue Hill Avenue. Once it crosses Blue Hill Avenue and continues on Goodale, it hits Wellington Hill right there and then heads southwest, continues down, and then turns southeast onto Ormond and eventually terminates. This is about 2,484 linear foot run. It will include a shadow duct for the city of Boston. I know it's kind of a trickier run, but wasn't sure if there were any issues the commission would like to address.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It does look like this stretch will impact 3 on-street accessible parking spaces. So we just would want to coordinate that before construction starts, if any relocation is required.
Yes, understood. I know that's similar to the other situations we've had. So
yeah.
Some sort of pre-construction meeting will have to take place.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? All right, is 2 weeks gonna be enough time?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right, new business item number 5, Milton Avenue, Edson Street, Selden Street, Morris Street, Capon Street, Dorchester, grant of location on a petition by Extenet Systems, Inc.
Good morning, Keenan and Han, joined by Arthur as well. This is a application for a conduit run that begins on Edson Street and heads south. After a short distance, it merges with Milton Ave, and that's the majority of the run is on Milton Ave. There is a spur that heads west onto Selden Street at some point, and then the line continues south and turns east onto Mora. This line, this conduit run is almost 3,000 feet. It will include a shadow duct for the city of Boston, with the understanding there'll be a manhole adjacent to the termination point. Again, a lengthy run, but not aware of any issues myself. Any questions or?
Similarly to the last petition, I believe that there is one on-street accessible parking space. So just coordination before construction happens and I think I'll have similar comments for upcoming ones, just to preface.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Additional questions or comments? All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll be fine. Thank you.
New business item number 6, Norfolk Street, New England Ave, Edson Street, Woodrow Ave, Dorchester, granted location on a petition by Exnet Systems, Inc.
Yes, Keenan here with Han and Arthur. This is another application for a conduit run that begins on New England Ave, and it kind of snakes around, and when it comes down, it crosses Norfolk Street right at Woodrow Ave, and then continues south on Norfolk and terminates near the intersection of Norfolk and Edson Street. It's about 301, about 300 feet total linear footage. I know this is somewhat of a busy intersection. We will provide a shadow conduit, shadow duct for the city. Any other questions we'd like to hear? We try to answer any questions you may have.
Sarah, are there spaces? Nope, okay.
Not this one.
Any additional questions or comments? All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
That'll be fine. Thank you.
New business item number 7, Gov Street, Bremen Street, East Boston, granted location on a petition by Exnet Systems, Inc.
Yes, Extenet Systems application here for a conduit run in the city streets, approximately 460 linear feet. It starts at a pole on Bremen Street, turns up left, heading northwest onto Gove Street, and it terminates just after Chelsea Street. Again, approximately 460 feet in length. This will be, there will be a shadow duct provided for the city of Boston's use, and not aware of any particular issues on this one. If there's any handicap spaces, I'd like to make a note of it now, but any other questions you might have?
We don't have any active record of any accessible spaces, but for this and future projects, if you do encounter them in the field, just please let your contractor know that they do need to contact our office, because we do install them and move them around a lot. We may not have the most up-to-date records. So if your contractor finds them in the field, please let us know.
Okay, understood. Any other questions?
All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you then. Thank you.
New business item number 8, Hyde Park Avenue, Westminster Street, West Street, Hyde Park, granted location on a petition by Exnet Systems, Inc.
Keenan Brent here again with Tom and Arthur. This is another conduit fiber petition. It's a fairly lengthy run. It begins on Westminster, heading west for a short distance, where it turns on to Hyde Park Ave, where the majority of the run takes place. There is a small spur about 150 feet down that connects to a light pole, but it continues on Hyde Park. It's a pretty significant distance. Eventually terminates near Everett Street. After there is an additional spur on at West Street as well, but for a short distance. But the majority of the run is on Hyde Park Avenue. It's approximately 3,000 feet, beginning at Westminster and terminating at Everett Street. And we will provide a shadow duct and make sure these plans are updated with all the proper notes prior to the next hearing. If you had any additional questions, I'd like to hear them now.
Yes, there's no spaces out here, so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
That'd be great. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks.
All right, new business item number 9, Hyde Park Avenue, Ramsdale Avenue, West Roxbury, granted location on a petition by Exnet Systems.
Yes, good morning again. Keenan here on behalf of Extenet. Fairly short run involving Hyde Park Avenue. Again, it begins on Ramsdale Avenue for a short distance, turns north on Hyde Park Avenue, continues up Hyde Park Avenue for the majority of the run, where it terminates probably, after about 300 feet. This will be, there will be a shadow duct provided for the city. Not sure what else I can say about this one, right, if there's any spaces or not, but we'll certainly try to coordinate anything with our contractor. If you have any questions, we can take them down.
Questions or comments from commission members? All right, see you in 2 weeks.
That'll be fine, thank you.
Business item number 10, Washington Street, South Street, West Roxbury, grant of location on a petition by Exonet Systems, Inc.
Yep. Last item, again, Keenan Brent here on behalf of Exonet. Have another fairly substantial run. It's pretty much all on Washington Street. It's about 2,960 feet in linear length. It begins on Washington near Lockdale Road, continues northeast, eventually terminating just where the intersection with South Street is. Again, 2,963 is the measurement, all running through the city of Boston public right away. Pretty straightforward. I know it's a little on the longer side, but if you have any questions, we will also be providing shadow duct for this run as well. But again, any questions or concerns, we could take those now.
Questions or comments from commission members?
Keenan, does this run connect to the Washington Street project that you had approved a few months ago?
I believe it does, yes.
Okay, can you just have that other run shown on these plans for reference?
Okay, yeah, I will, I'll see if I can get that revision done.
Yeah, and Amy, this was one of the locations where we had pretty significant BTD interconnect that you wanted, so we may want to look at that here as well.
Yep, that was my next comment, but yeah, right, same, and I think honestly, if Arthur gets in touch with Wilson, having a conversation about this one at the same time will probably suffice.
I'll zip him an email this morning. Do you guys want to be on it yourself? Want me to add you and Todd on it, Aim?
Yeah, just copy us, and right, like I think that the whatever you guys land on, we'll just get the plans updated prior to. But yeah, this one and the Talbot one I think are ones of interest.
What I'll do is when I get the drawings from NBC, I'll then send the email just so Wilson has them. So just, it might be a couple of days, but I'll get the email out.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a comment or question? All right, see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks sounds good, thanks. That's it for me, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, that concludes the hearing. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All right. Been great.